Butler finished up with a fourth place finish for the team. Megan took fifth as an individual, and those were the highest team and individual finishes that you guys have had through the fall. How do you think you can build on those, both for the final fall tournament coming up and in the spring moving forward?
Well, it was really good for Megan. You know, she had a rough summer with interns, and so she really has proven herself coming into this fall how mentally strong she's been. And that leads into everybody else in the team that we need to become mentally tougher, and that, you know, we're really starting to identify our weaknesses and really starting to improve. The girls have done a lot of wedge work here in the last couple of days, getting ready for Evansville, and then we've really kind of made a pledge over our off season to really kind of tighten up our wedges from 125 yards and in and become a better team.
Kelly Sterling had her best round of the fall in that final round at Butler a couple weeks ago. Did you see something click for her that day that she can hopefully take moving forward as well?
You know, it was funny. I walked with Kelly the first day for about 9 holes, and we had talked at Iowa, and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna walk all 18 with you." And so we just kind of walked through, and you know, I was asking her all the time, like, "What's going on?" And what are you thinking? And you know, I would try to answer her questions the way her mind was, and I was flooding it with swing thoughts. And all of a sudden, we got on about the 7th or 8th hole of her day, and she goes, "You know what? I think I'm just going to swing it the rest of the way. I think you can go ahead and leave." And, you know, from that point on, she played really well. You know, I think she gets a little bit sometimes too mechanic oriented and not how am I going to score and how am I going to get the ball in the hole.
And then final question, you kind of have an interesting roster makeup where you have, you know, 3 seniors that you rely heavily upon who've played a lot of collegiate golf, and then you have 3 underclassmen who you kind of put in the lineup. You know, how do those 2 groups, you know, help each other and push each other to get better?
Well, you know, it's interesting that you asked that question because, you know, I think for our freshmen, this trip was really good for us because they got to spend a lot of time with the seniors and kind of see how we do things. You know, we kind of had one little come to Jesus moment in the van on the ride back to the hotel Saturday night. And, you know, I think the seniors just kind of talked to them and said, "Hey, look, this is how we do things." And, you know, it's really been great. It's a good mix. And I think it's good for us in the future because now Shivani's really kind of starting to take on a more of a leadership role. And the freshmen are starting to see, like, this isn't high school. And that's been really good. And this week, you know, starting to really see some things. You know, Stephanie's sending me a wedge report at midnight, you know, so that's good. They're really understanding. So the seniors are really helping, and they're helping the future of the Flames golf going forward.